Hi, I'm Joshua Cohen from the Tufts Center for the Study of Drug Development. And today I'll be talking about the growing numbers of orphan drugs in the market and the fact that the high cost of certain orphan treatments has led to a reconsideration of payer reimbursement policies. In 1983, the U.S. enacted the Orphan Drug Act, and this legislation is considered a major success in terms of stimulating development of orphan drugs. To illustrate, in 2 decades prior to 1983, only 34 orphans were marketed, whereas in 2013 alone, 9 orphan drugs were launched. In the past 5 years, 39 orphan drugs were marketed in the U.S. across numerous therapeutic categories, including multiple myeloma, chronic myeloid leukemia, metastatic non-small cell lung cancer, hemophilia, tuberculosis, and cystic fibrosis. 10 years ago, the conventional wisdom among policymakers was that because orphan drugs target small populations, their impact on the drug budget was limited. Currently, payers look at orphans differently, in light of more approvals, expansion of indications, and higher prices. To illustrate, 5 recently approved orphans cost over $100,000 per patient per year. In response, there's a trend towards much higher patient cost sharing, up to the out-of-pocket cap. The average co-insurance for new approvals is over 30%. There are also more conditions of reimbursement, such as prior authorization, step therapy, and quantity limits. Over 90% of new orphans have such conditions. On average, payers deny coverage to roughly 3% of orphan drugs. Such exclusions didn't happen 10 years ago. Patient cost sharing was also much lower then, and there was virtually no use of step therapy or quantity limits, with only minimal use of prior authorization. U.S. payers do not systematically conduct comparative effectiveness analyses, yet payers do intend to conduct such analyses in the future, and this will likely lead to more formulary restrictions. We're also beginning to see some resistance to high prices of certain drugs, both orphan and non-orphan, Sovaldi and Kalydeco being prime examples. We can expect more pushback on the part of purchasers, starting in the public and spreading to the private sector. Orphans are now part of the debate on pricing and whether the cost is justified by the benefit.